Hey, we are in Parshat Emor, and of course, as usual, I have so many things to say. I would like to talk about the Parsha, which in it has Sfirat Omer, which I haven't spoken about yet, so that's perfect. I want to talk about Lag BaOmer because that's tonight and tomorrow, and the special opportunity available to us, the energy that we can actualize and internalize. And last but not least, I would like to discuss also what we are learning, what I've been learning with my learning group, and especially today, we learned something very amazing about prayer, and I think it will all come together. Sfirat Omer. It says in the Torah, when you come to Eretz Yisrael, Kitavo el haaretz asher ani noten lachem, veheveitem et Omer reshit ktsirchem el hakohen. You're going to bring the Omer, the special korban, which is called the Omer korban, which really means a measurement of wheat that is going to be brought to the kohen, and we are going to v'hikravtem, or hold on a second, and usfartem lachem mimocharat Shabbat, and you should count from the day after Shabbat, which is weird because it's not on a Sunday, not the day after Shabbat necessarily, it's the day after Pesach. We know that we start counting. Tisperu chamishim yom. You should count 50 days. V'hikravtem mincha chadasha laHashem. Okay, so you're supposed to count 50 days, which is interesting also because it doesn't end up being 50 days. It's 49 days because you're counting from after the day after Pesach, 7 weeks, 49 days, and then the 50th day is really Shavuot already. And it doesn't even say any of the dates except for Pesach, which we know about Pesach, what day Pesach is, and you're supposed to start counting from the day after. Why is that called Shabbat? Why doesn't it say any dates? It just says count 50 days. And which 50 days? I mean, we didn't count the first day and we don't count the last day, so it's 49 days. And lastly, the question is, why doesn't it say, like, it's not only to count the Omer. What are you counting for? Aren't we just counting towards Shavuot, which is a holiday in and of itself and has the meaning of, already in it, the idea of receiving the Torah? As we know, or as we think we know, we are supposed to basically count days that are coming towards the giving of the Torah. We're coming out of Mitzrayim. We're leaving our slave mentality, our animalistic personality behind, and we're becoming human beings by the time we come to Shavuot. And that's why initially we start with the korban that we bring at the beginning of the days of Sfirat Omer. We have this korban, which is like the calling of, it's called korban hatnufa, the henif hakohen, that the kohen is supposed to swing this offering, this sacrifice that we're bringing. It's not really a sacrifice, it's just an offering, a wheat offering, and it actually starts out as a barley offering on the first day of the Sfirah, and the last day, right before Shavuot or on Shavuot, it's korban habikurim, and also talks about tnufa, this swinging. We're like swinging off this offering a lot. There's a lot of swinging going on. So Netivot Shalom has a lot to say about all of this, but basically what I'd like to ask is, what are we doing with the counting 50 days? Like, why are we counting these 50 days without a clear indication of why we're counting? It just talks about this korban, this Omer, this measurement. Why is it called counting the Omer? What does it have to do with this measurement of wheat? What does this have to do with anything? And why are there no dates mentioned? Like, why doesn't it talk about Shavuot? It just says count 50 days. Just go for it. Just start counting. And we also know that with the counting of the Omer, we say something very interesting every day. Those of you who have been counting, even without a bracha, you notice that we say, let's say today is 32 days La Omer, or Ba Omer, depending on if you're Ashkenazi or Sephardi. So you're counting to the Omer. You're counting to this measurement of wheat that you're supposed to bring an offering to the Beit HaMikdash afterwards. Why? What does this mean? Why are we counting the Omer? Why shouldn't we be counting the days to Shavuot, or counting, I don't know what? And also, like, if you say we are 32 days in, it's like there's something that you are including there that is not really the point. Like, shouldn't we be we're on day 1, we're on day 2, not 2 days to the Omer or 3 days to the Omer. This is the day, and we're just coming closer to the giving of the Torah. So Nitzivat Shalom has a lot to say about all of this, and basically, really the bottom line point is that the process through which we become human beings, we go from being an animal, which is Yetziat Mitzrayim. We come out of being an animal. We don't have any identity of our own. We were like stuck in the schmutz of Mitzrayim, and we are learning slowly to become human beings, and we are developing an identity in and of itself. And it's true, we only count 49 days, but we count starting with the incredible light that Hashem revealed to us on Pesach. If you remember when we talked about Pesach, we said that is like Hashem did, like just showed us this tremendous light and came in like a Superman and just enveloped us in his love and took us out of Mitzrayim without any of our own actions. We didn't choose to be removed from Egypt. We didn't do anything to become worthy of it. And it's just this unconditional love that Hashem threw at us and poured on us to the point where we were so enveloped with his love, and all the plagues and everything that Hashem did in order to remove us from that insanity, from that terrible dirt and like muck that we were in, was all out of unconditional love. And it was so powerful, and it was all miraculous, and it all came from Hashem, but we didn't do anything to deserve it. We didn't put in any effort. And we know from Judaism in general that anything that comes without effort, without our personal effort, is really not worth very much. And it's kind of like he gives an example, Nitzivat Shalom, that when you are, let's say, like a father, who wants to like teach his son to climb this mountain and to see the incredible beauty that exists at the top of the mountain, but he can't quite motivate him to go up the mountain. So first, he like actually flies him up in a helicopter to the top of the mountain, and he shows him, look at this. If you come here and you see this beautiful view that you won't ever be able to see anywhere else, and in fact, you'll get this bonus. And he shows him like how to stake his claim at the top of the mountain, and this is going to be your reality when you come to the top of the mountain. And he shows it all to him, and then he takes him back down, and he says, okay, now climb the mountain. Now you have the motivation to put in the effort. So it's like Hashem like poured all this light onto us and all these miracles on Pesach. Similarly to Shabbat. This is why it's called Shabbat, because on Shabbat also, it's not conditional. Like you don't create the Shabbat. Shabbat just comes no matter what. And you're enveloped in a certain level of holiness, in a certain connection to Hashem, a presence of Hashem. And it has nothing to do with you. If you're not keeping Shabbat, it doesn't matter. It's still Shabbat, and that holiness still comes down. And how much you take of it is up to you. So the same way, we have that incredible light on Pesach, and then throughout the days of the Omer, you are removing yourself slowly but surely from the muck of Egypt, and you are becoming a human being. So every day, it's 1/50th of that Tuma that you were in. You were in such terrible filth in Egypt. And every day, slowly but surely, after that incredible light, and Hashem puts you right back down and now says, okay, now get started the day after that Shabbat. You're using the Rishima, it's called in the Zohar. And in Nitzivat Shalom, he says it's called the impression that all that light leaves. It leaves it for you to use and to grow from it. So now every day you're doing you're getting out of Mitzrayim a little bit on your own, to the final point where you reach on Shavuot, which is, it doesn't really matter as far as Hashem is concerned what the date is. And we even know, it's crazy midrash, that at the time of the giving of the Torah, the Jewish people weren't quite ready to receive the Torah on the 49th day, or the 50th day. And so Hashem actually waited another day. Like Moshe said, no, we need another day to get ready. And so at the time itself, Vav Sivan, the 6th of Sivan, which is when Matan Torah is, when Shavuot comes out, it didn't even happen on that day, because what mattered was our effort that we put in and our work to identify ourselves with who we are, to become a human being, to really become a true our true essential self through our own efforts. And that's why you have all these things that are, you have all these programs like the 48 ways, and you working on your midot, and we have Pirkei Avot during this time. It's all time where we have a chance to work on our specific character traits and become a mensch, become a human being. Now it's interesting, there's this idea of Lag BaOmer in the middle, and I want to talk about that for a minute. So Lag BaOmer is the 33rd day. So before Lag BaOmer, there's 32 days, and after Lag BaOmer, there's 17 days. It's like it divides itself into 2 days, two tkufot, two little time periods. The 32 days is the gematria of Lev, which means heart, which means emotions, and midot, and we're working on our bein adam lechavero, on our between man and man, on our ability to have all these good character traits, which really kind of reside in the heart, the way we behave with our fellow man. And then the 17 days afterwards are called Tov, is the gematria of Tov, which means good. And it's also the gematria El Chai. You can divide it also differently. El, which is 31 days, plus Chai, which is 18 days, which if you put those together, it means the living God. So it's almost like on the second part after Lag BaOmer, or these two time periods are meant to work on your behavior or your relationship with fellow man, but also on your relationship with Hashem, in order to become that full, complete human being that we're trying to develop. So it doesn't matter what the dates are. It matters that you are taking each and every day, and it's like you're building something up. You're building yourself. So it's like each day builds on the previous day. Like if you worked on yourself a little bit yesterday, let's say on day 30, and then day 31 is not just day 31, it's 31 whole days of the Omer. Now what is Omer? Omer is actually, if you know what that means on Shabbat, you're not allowed to be me'amer. One of the 39 things you're not allowed to do on Shabbat is me'amer. And it comes from the root of arema, which means to pile up. On Shabbat, you're not supposed to create these piles, gatherings of wheat, in order to create groups or gather. That's just the word, me'amer. You're not supposed to gather things together into sheaves, into groups. So that's the Omer. It has not as much to do with the Korban, which I'm not going to discuss right now, but it has more to do with creating a pile. It's like you are building something. You're creating a group of stuff. And it's not just like one day and another day and another day. It's putting everything together in a group. You're building yourself up to become a real human being. Now, Lag BaOmer. Why is everybody so excited about Lag BaOmer? This is amazing. This is amazing stuff. And Nesiva Shalom is so into Lag BaOmer, which makes sense. We should all be so into it. And everybody is into it. And people go to Meron, which is the place of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, his resting place, his gravesite. And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, this is really his yortzeit. And that's what everybody's celebrating. And why do people celebrate? I'm telling you, the people that celebrate Lag BaOmer and that are so excited about Lag BaOmer really run the gamut of the Jewish people. Everybody, non-religious, religious, very, very religious, like all kinds, Hasidim, non-Hasidim, everybody is into Lag BaOmer. And the question is why? I mean, it's nice, we just had Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes's yortzeit. Why is everyone so excited about Lag BaOmer? So, Nesiva Shalom says a few things about it. Very interesting. He says that Lag BaOmer, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Did you know the story of him? He was in the cave. He was afraid for his life. Really, he ran away from the Romans, and he was hiding in a cave with his son. And there he developed the Zohar, or he discovered, or he revealed all the secrets of the Torah. So almost like Shavuot is the day that Hashem revealed himself in the Torah Shebichtav and the Torah Sheba'al Peh. We have the oral Torah and the written Torah. Here on Lag BaOmer, it's as if it's the day where the secrets of the Torah, the mysteries of the Torah, the Kabbalah, the real hints of the Torah, the very deep mysteries of the Torah were revealed. And what especially is revealed in the Zohar? You must know, because I've been teaching this for so long, and Nesiva Shalom is so into this, the secrets of the Torah basically revolve around the relationship that we have with Hashem and the love, the tremendous love that Hashem has for the Jewish people. And the incredible love, it's like nowhere in the actual written Torah does it say that Hashem loves us, you know? Yes, there's this one little thing, Ahavti etchem amar Hashem, Hashem said, I loved you. But if you want to know what really is like Hashem, like how do we know? Like I have this, when I was running this school a year and a half ago, I was running this school and it was like all about, you know, really showing these girls that grew up in religious homes, but they somehow didn't get this part of the Torah, that Hashem loves them, that there's a relationship, that it's all about the relationship that we have with Hashem, and nobody told them this. It's crazy. And all the time when I was telling them, you know, I was like really trying to show them this is like the rock, the bedrock of our Torah, of our lives. It's the whole purpose of creation. What are we doing here if not that? It's the absolute most important thing. And they didn't even know it. And they kept on saying to me, but where does it say it? And it doesn't matter where it says it, because it's not in the written Torah. It's in the mysteries and secrets of the Torah. It's the most deep, amazing part of the Torah that actually is the bedrock of our religion, of our Judaism. The most important thing. And he says the most important thing is all these ideas about how Hashem is your shadow and how Hashem reflects whatever you put into the relationship. Hashem reflects back to you, and Hashem gives you what you need, and Hashem loves you, and all you need is to trust him and he will give back. All that stuff is from the Zohar, is based on the Zohar. And from this, Hasidut developed, and many other bodies of thought developed from this. We have Derech Hashem, the way of God. All these things are based on the Zohar. If you don't accept the Zohar, you basically don't get it. You don't get Judaism at all. So it's an extremely, extremely happy day, because we're so excited that we have these deep secrets, mysteries that were revealed to us by Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. So that's Lag BaOmer. And in fact, he also says, it's amazing, there was a crazy story that because of his unbelievable holiness, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, when he came out of the cave, he was like burning things up. It was crazy. Like he would like look at somebody, and if they were doing the wrong thing, and because he was so holy, all of a sudden like he would burn the person up, or he would burn up crops and stuff, because like this like incredible holiness was going out of him. And he was so upset about this that he went back into the cave for another whole year, because he was like putting himself into jail, so to speak, for this, there was some judgment. There must be some judgment coming out of me. And I have to go back into the cave to develop the love of my fellow man that Hashem has for the Jewish people. I need to develop that love for the Jewish people that Hashem has. So he kind of like insisted to go back into the cave until Hashem finally called him out, and he's like, come on out already. And by the time he came out, he had worked on himself enough to calm down that judgment, so to speak, of people, or that intense holiness that couldn't seem to grasp or handle this world. So I want to really quickly say my one last point that we learned about prayer. And that is that every single person in this world, in our nation, has a responsibility, and I think I spoke about this a little bit last week, to pray for our fellow Jew. And it's like we took out of today's class, today's what we were learning, this idea that even if you just like hear about a specific person that's in trouble for whatever reason, you just call out to Hashem and ask Hashem to please help this person in whatever reason, for whatever thing that they're going through. If it's a sickness, if they were injured, if their child needs extra protection, if their child has a mental health problem, if they're in financial difficulty, if they're going through anything, just get yourself in the habit of saying, Hashem, please help this person, no matter what. And even if you're angry at that person for whatever reason, just immediately emit a prayer, because this is your way of helping and putting in the effort and showing that you love your fellow Jew. And it's a little bit of help that you can give them. And it just shows that you're a nice, decent human being, that you're not cruel. Because who would go by their fellow Jew and have the ability to call somebody to help them? Let's say somebody was in trouble and you had a friend who could help them, and you just decided, I'm not going to call them up, I'm not going to help them. If you knew somebody who can help, and we do know, that's Hashem, we can always call out to Hashem and ask him to help our fellow Jew. And by the way, that has such a good effect on us, because Hashem says, if you love your fellow Jew like this, that is the most nachas for me. Hashem is so happy and proud of us, and he will for sure give us what we want as well. So everybody, have a great Lag BaOmer. Try and make use of that incredible energy of Hashem's love for us, and Hashem's love and our love for each other, for the Jewish people, as well as the idea of working on ourselves. We still have the last 17 days, which is the Gematria of Tov, which means good, to build ourselves up to become the best human being that we can be, to the point where we can accept the Torah on Shavuot. Have a good Shabbos.